Hey garden fam! So today I finally plucked up the courage to ask my neighbors for their leaves. I was going on a walk with the family and I saw them raking up the leaves outside the yard and I asked and they said yes. So here I am. I went over with a wheelbarrow and a plastic and success. My garden bed was not ready for the leaves, so I had to weed it again. I'm literally weeding this bed every week. Not too long ago, we had a bit of a hailstorm, so some of my plants just fell off the trellis, like these peas. So before I put the mulch, let me put up these peas and make them neat and tidy. But so far, so good, guys. The dimentous, the de-earth, whatever that thing is, demetocious earth, has really helped. I haven't had any more cutworms taking down my peas or my seedlings, so I'm just going to keep reapplying it after watering, and I hope they never ever come back again. Since I planted my seeds and seedlings, I haven't actually fertilized any of my plants, so I'm going to use my liquid fertilizer over here to get some nutrition in before I lay down the mulch. This fertilizer is simply made from weeds, cuttings, and plants from my garden. Very simple to put together. Making your own fertilizer is a smelly business, but it has saved me so much money on fertilizer. This is also the reason why I decided to buy comfrey and grow comfrey in my garden, because apparently it has all the nutrients plants need. So in future I'll be using that comfrey to make more fertilizer for my garden, and hopefully I'll get even bigger produce. So here I'm diluting my fertilizer with water before putting it in the garden. And I really don't have any special techniques. I just pour and pray. So let's see how the plants do. But generally my plants are quite fine with this way of fertilizing. Now I'm giving the garden a good watering to get the fertilizer into the soil. And since I'm going to cover up this bed with mulch and it's winter, I won't need to water again for maybe a week. Oh man, I forgot. I still need to add de-earth to the garden to keep the cutworms away. However, I can't put this de-earth in the soil while it's wet, so I'm going to have to do or continue with this job tomorrow. So for now, let's see what else is happening in my garden. So this little Cosmo that I transplanted here is doing so well, but I wanted to produce more flowers, so I'm going to remove the dead flowers. I think in gardening we call it deadheading, or removing the dead heads. So basically all the flowers that have already bloomed and are now seeding, you remove those so that the plant can focus on creating more flower blooms instead of creating seeds. So yeah, so in 2 or 3 days, I'm going to get more beautiful Cosmo flowers. Surprisingly, I'm still getting butternut in my garden, which is so weird to me. But I'm going to leave it here for as long as possible and see what happens. I don't think they'll get very big, but hey, I won't say no. I won't say no if they choose to. One thing you need to know about me is I am absolutely terrified of insects, or at least I used to be before gardening, but also wearing gloves while gardening makes you so brave. I have picked up so many disgusting things because of my gloves. So if you are afraid to garden because of insects, girl, get gloves. end of season, but this thing is still growing. So let me just cover them nicely. This is my precious medicinal plant, wormwood, and I have decided I'm going to move it out of the garden and into a pot because it is known as an allelopathic plant, which basically means it releases chemicals into the soil that stop the plants around it from growing. So it's a complete waste in my garden bed. It is stopping anything from growing around it. So into a pot it will go, and hopefully this bed will have more produce. So it's the next day. I've poured the de-earth into the garden and my seedlings are coming up nice. There's some spinach seedlings. So now that I look at these leaves from the neighbor, I realize that they are really big and I'm worried that it will cover or they will cover my seedlings. So I'm gonna try and chop them up. I don't know if it will make a difference, but let me chop them up a bit before laying them into the garden. Can you believe a whole barrel full of leaves is not enough? So now I have to go to my neighbors and ask again. Ish. I'm done mulching and now I'm just doing a light watering so that the leaves don't fly away and they stick together and start the process of decaying. I mean, if anything, the garden looks so cute. I love how it looks with the leaves, and my seedlings are still coming through just fine. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and please comment. I love hearing from you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and happy gardening!